Okay. All right. Here we go. Lightning lose 3-2 in game 1 of the first round of the Stanley Cup playoffs to the Florida Panthers, a game which, as up and down as it was, I actually felt confident at some point that the Lightning would win. Let's just kind of recap through all of this, by the way. There was a point up until...
truly cringeworthy.
Thank you for that. I appreciate it. The Parmo, thank you. I appreciate it. By the way, I'm recording this live on my Twitch channel. So my chat over here, these people, they have the opportunity to interrupt anything I'm doing right now. There was a period of the first period where the Panthers were out shooting the Lightning 9-0. They were up 1-0. There was no part of me at any point in those first 16 minutes that felt like the Lightning had a chance in this outside of, I don't know, misplaced hope and optimism and me desperately holding on to this idea that the Lightning haven't outlived their prime, that they haven't outlived their opportunity for another Stanley Cup. And you know what? I was actually rewarded in that because with about 4 minutes left to play in the first period, Lightning win a face-off to the right of Sergei Bobrovsky. Shot goes on. I forget who put it on. Rebound comes to Anthony Cirelli. Shoots again. Rebound goes out to Brandon Hagel, and he buries it past Sergei Bobrovsky. It's 1-1, and all of a sudden, I'm feeling really good about the chances right now, despite the fact that the first 16 minutes, I have felt like, fuck! But I digress. This game was marked by long periods of success and or failure. And by that, I mean, again, first 16 minutes of the first period, failure on the part of the Lightning. The last 4 minutes of the first period, plus really the entirety of the second period was marked by success. The Lightning were doing everything they needed to. They were physical. They were having extended offensive zone time, I think the longest of which being about 91 seconds where they were just hammering Sergei Bobrovsky with shots more and more and more, but nothing was going in. And this is what I've come to expect from the Florida Panthers, right? They have a good defense, they have a good penalty kill, they have a good goaltender, and I'm just really desperately hoping that playoff Bob is going to show up again and screw the proverbial pooch and let the Lightning back into the series. But regardless, at the end of 2 periods, it's still 1-1. And my heart rate is doing okay. It's not great, but it's doing okay. Third period starts, and I really hate that I'm going to get into this as early as I am. The refs are already making a difference. They are. Up at around center ice, they call Steven Stamkos for the most basic, the softest hooking penalty that I've ever seen in my entire life, to where he mildly suggests that the blade of his stick is somewhere near a Florida Panthers player, and the ref's hand immediately goes up and, you can't do that! And again, I'm not blaming the refs for this game. I'm truly not, because you know what? In a game where you get outshot, hang on, let me find it once again. In a game where you get outshot 28-19, you probably deserve to lose. You're not generating offensive chances. You're not. The score is a little bit deceiving. It's 3-2 in the final because the Lightning scored with 8 seconds to go on a 6-on-4. Andrei Vasilevsky is pulled Lightning out of a power play. Steven Stamkos buries a one-timer. Congratulations. It's now a 1-goal game instead of a 2-goal game. But we all know how this is ending. I know it's only game 1.
Ikon Bokum.
Ikon Bokum, indeed. Thank you, Todd. I know it's only game 1. But I have nothing else to go off of right now, right? I have the season series as a whole, in which the Panthers won 2-1, okay? A 3-2 win, a 5-3 loss, and a 9-2 win. Ugh, that was bad. But I only have one game to go off of right now. And in that game, the Lightning just looked, they were okay. They didn't push back a ton. They knew generally what they had to do, but they didn't actually do it. Does NHL.com, does the app tell me what the actual time of possession was? No? That's unfortunate, because I was really hoping to illustrate a point here. Well, regardless. one thing I absolutely called the hits department. This is going to be a physical series. Officially hits 55-54 in favor of the Lightning. 99 hits total. That's absurd. But the Panthers in the long term are going to win that hit battle basically the rest of the way. You're older. You're, in some aspects, you're less experienced. You do not have the ability to stay with the Panthers in an overly physical game in this war of attrition that will be the Battle of Florida from here on out. I genuinely don't know what my takeaway is from this game. Because even though I'm happy that they managed to get it within one goal, ooh, they got it within one goal, it's 8 seconds left. Great, you still lost. Whether you lost by 8 goals or 1 goal, you still lost. And I know, it's home ice advantage, it's the Florida Panthers. Odds are they were going to win that game, but there is not a ton in this game that told me that the Lightning are willing to fight and to push back against the Panthers and to do the dirty shit that needs to be done to take them, I don't know, 5, 6, 7 games and go into the second round, because you know that the Panthers are going to do it. You 100% know that the Panthers are going to do it. They're going to do everything dirty along the way. And nope, I'm not going to talk about the refs again. I'm not going to take that cop out. I promise. We're not. We're just not going to do it. If there's a solace that I have in this game, it's that honestly, Andrei Vasilevsky looked like his old self again. And that is, that's genuinely thrilling for me. But we need him to be even more so Andrei Vasilevsky for the rest of this series. It was only a 3-2 game. It's only 3-2 against a team that beat you 9-2 early in the season with the same goalie in net. It was only 3-2. What needs to change? What needs to change? There's part of me that says they need to be more physical, even though they out-hit the Panthers by 1. It's not really the reality. The reality is that the Lightning lacked control of this game from start to finish. There was 4 minutes in the first period, and even though I say they largely controlled the second period, that's not true either. There's probably about half of it. So of a 60-minute game, you controlled, let's conservatively say, 14 minutes of the entire game. There's no way that you come away with a win if you only control 14 minutes and you give your opponent 46 minutes of control. I'm not writing off this team yet. I promise I'm not. It's game 1. We're going to be back in 2 days for game 2 in Sunrise. And I said on stream as much. You get one of these games in Sunrise, it's a whole new series. You have essentially eliminated home ice advantage for the Panthers. And you do what you do best at home. But you have to do it on the road first. And you have to do it against your most hated rival. Arguably your most hated rival. I still think it's Boston, but Florida's close number 2. So where do we go from here? What do I need to see in game 2 of this series? I need to see that they are willing to assert themselves. They're willing to not only match Florida for the physicality, they are willing to run over Florida for the physicality. I need to see that they are playmakers once again, because there were far too many times where they entered the zone and Florida just condenses on them with 2 or 3 players on the forecheck and nothing ends up happening. It's right back out to center ice, or it's a Florida offensive push once again. These things can't stand. You want to have a chance again, these are things that need to be changed. And I do truly believe that if I'm seeing this, that John Cooper's seeing this as well. Again, I'm not surprised that the Lightning lost this game. I just hoped for better. And the fact that they gave me hope so far through this game and it got shot, doesn't make me feel good about myself. But that's all I've got. That's it for this video. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you for giving me just a little bit of your time. I hope, sincerely, that we have a better showing in game 2 and that we can make this a series. Because if we go down 2-0, headed back to Tampa, I think it's a completely different mindset and a much more difficult series than it is if you are going into it 1-1. But that's for 2 days from now. If you want to join me live for this, just as you kinda are right now, twitch.tv/SammyFlair. I will be live streaming commentary for every Tampa Bay Lightning game of this postseason. Come join me. Watch me lose my mind, raise my blood pressure, and have some fun with me. Until I see you again, remember, go
What
Bolts!
is this caca?
And exactly, what is this caca? That's the best ending I could possibly hope for. Thank you, Parvo.